just let me know like if I'm visible or not. Okay, if I've joined it. Okay, just let me know. Has anyone yet joined it? I think I will need him to check on YouTube. Okay. Shayan is live. Okay. Yeah, so I'm visible, right? So from my side, it's showing that I am live. So just give me a thumbs up, like if you think. Just give me a thumbs up if you like if you can hear me properly. Okay, just give a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. So let's start the video. Okay. So I hope you can hear me. So let's start the video. So for now, I'll be like taking this off. Let's get into the questions. Okay, directly. So first, let me start with the A. That is the first problem. Okay. So font standard. I know that. So the problem. This problem was very simple, but still I will be like explaining you a little bit of this. The problem is very simple. It is given that you are given a string and you have to check whether the string is going to be a good string or not. So how you are going to decide whether it's a good string or not? So if you can divide the whole string into uh, k parts, and k has to be greater than equal to 2. Okay, so k has to be greater than equal to 2, and so that it can be concatenated. That is, as I told you, that you have to divide it into k parts. Okay, if I'm lagging, just I watch how you grow to solve all questions indeed for me. Thanks, man. Thanks, dude. So let's get back to the question. So what happens over here is, okay, so you have to basically concatenate the k strings and make it s. Okay, and it is given that for all elements from I comma j, the first element of I cannot be the last element of j. Okay, so basically this is a very simple thing. So if you notice one thing, that if any I is occurring before j, and j is the, I'm just considering that j is last element. Okay, j is last element. Let's say j is of the element j is of size 1 and it is the last element. So the last element is the last character of j, and let's say first element has to consider, for the first element we have to consider that the first character is the first character of the whole string. So basically this was very simple. You just needed to check, like, let me show you. Okay, you just needed to check whether the first and last element are equal or not. Okay, so this was very simple. I hope you get it. Give a thumbs up if you get it. Okay, give a thumbs up. Can I check how many people are viewing this right now? Because it's stating that there are 4 people viewing this. So I want the comment section to be like really interactive, man. Just let me know if I'm lagging also. Okay, I don't know whether I'm lagging or not. Just let me know if I'm lagging, because the internet is not that good over here right now, so I don't know whether I'm lagging or not. Okay, I'll just pause this video because I think that will take up the internet more. So I'm just hoping that you guys have got it. Okay, I'm just hoping that you guys have got it. So I'm going to the next question, that is B. Okay, so let's go for B. Okay, yeah, I know this is ended. So the B question, it was Turtle and Piggy are playing a game part 2 or whatever game 2 would, I don't remember, I don't know. Okay, so it's the second question. So in the second question is given that you're given a sequence from AI to AN, and Turtle goes first and Piggy goes second. Okay, and what Turtle does is he is choosing two elements. Like he's basically choosing one element, that is A of I, and by default when he's choosing A of I, he has to choose A of I plus 1, and he is going to delete A of I plus 1 and make A of I maximum of both of them. Okay, and the opposite thing happens for Piggy. Now both of them do it in a very greedy manner. Okay, both of them do it in a very greedy manner. Can you please tell me the C? Yeah, I'll explain you the C. Okay, I'll just go one by one. Okay, I actually I don't know how much like I will be able to explain, because it's like in India it's quite, it's 10:15 p.m. Okay, so I don't know how much I will explain, but I'll for sure explain till D1. Okay, because I have done till D1 and I just saw the editor, like the some of the submissions for D2, and I think like I'll explain C. Okay, just wait for a few minutes. Okay, for a few minutes, just wait. So let's get into this B. So basically what they are doing is they are doing it in a very greedy manner. So whenever there is a greedy thing, I hope, okay, just let me check, is there any lag? No. Okay, so there is no lag. So for B, so whenever he is whenever Turtle, okay, whenever Turtle, he is just removing one element. Okay, now let me go to the paint. Okay, so let's say there are few elements in the array. Okay, there are few elements in the array. I'm not numbering them. Okay, this is the commas. So let's say there are few elements. So what Turtle, whenever Turtle is accessing those elements, Turtle, what Turtle does is he makes it maximum. Okay, he makes it maximum. So what if he wants to make it maximum? What he will be doing is basically he will be removing the least most element. Okay, he will be removing the least most element, that is the lowest element, and what Piggy does is he is going to remove the maximum element. And whenever he is removing it, the minimum element remains that, and the maximum element remains that. Okay, so we are not going to take much into consideration, because whenever Turtle is doing something, he's going to make A of I, sorry, I mean A of I plus 1, it should be minimum as possible, because he's removing that, right? So he wants that the last element, I think I'm lagging, right? Let me know. Yeah, I'll explain it. Don't need to worry much about it. No, I'm not lagging. So let's see. Oh, I'm left to B. Okay, I just got carried away. Let me do one thing. I'm not sure whether I'm lagging or not, because from my end it's showing that it's kind of little bit of lag over here. Can someone confirm me whether there's a lag over here or not? Okay, no, it's not lagging much. Very few people are watching this video right now, man. I just wanted this to be like kind of interactive. If you're watching this video, can you like make your friends, like call your friends up, like so that you can share it with them? Okay, so can you do it? A gentle request. So anyways, let's get into the video. So whenever like it is happening, so So what we can do is, so I was explaining this thing, right? So whenever he is removing a of I plus 1, so remember a of I plus 1 was the minimum element, and if it's removing the minimum element and replacing it with a of I, so basically a of I will always be the maximum element, right? It will be always the maximum element, and since he's doing the reverse thing, so for him this a of I will always be the minimum element. Okay, I hope this is clear. So now a greedy approach will tell us, that you have to perform the deletion on the minimum element first, and then the maximum element, then the minimum element for turtle, and like you can go for the reverse things, like, but that will give you a TLE. So for this, what you can do is, let's say you have the array, and you can sort it down. Okay, you can sort it down. So since you know that it doesn't matter what is the value of a of I, okay, because whatever like turtle or piggy, whoever is choosing the thing, he's focusing on a of I plus 1. Okay, so he's just focusing on a of I plus 1, and if you get the gist of the question, it is very much clear from that question that basically what they are doing is they are removing a of I plus 1. Okay, they are removing a of I plus 1. Let me check. Okay. Okay, so it will be really good if you guys are kind of interactive. Okay, just okay. Whoever watching this video, I think there are 3 people, right? There are 3 people watching this video. Just do one thing. Just give me a like thumbs up, or just let me know how many questions did you solve. Okay, how many questions did you solve today? Just let me know. Okay, so I'll be going to the next part of the video very soon. Okay, so let me get into the next part. I mean the whatever I was explaining. Okay, so whenever you are sorting it, so what happens is basically this is the minimum element, this over here, this is the maximum element, this is the second minimum element, and this is the second maximum element, and so on. So whatever is left after performing the operations on a greedy approach is the middle element, or more like we can say it is the median. Okay, so in this question you basically have to find the median. But that doesn't mean that it has to be like using that formula. Okay, so what you have to basically do is, so let's say if there are 2 elements. Okay, so let me make it like this. Let's say there are 2 elements and you have sorted it, so you have to print this. But on the other hand, if there were 3 elements, you have to print the middle element. Clear? Why is it so? Because whenever there are 2 elements, what the first person does, he chooses this element. Okay, because his aim. Sorry, let me like go for the. I was about to. Where did I go for the code? Okay, so this was the code, right? Okay, you solved, Abhishek, you solved just 1 question. That's okay, that's good, man. But I think you'll get the B question. I'm just discussing the B. Okay, I'm just discussing the B. So for Abhishek, I'll like explain it to you a little bit how much I've gone till now. That is, I was doing what? So basically, if you look, Abhishek, into the question, what turtle does is he has to maximize the whole thing. So he is going to delete the minimum element. Okay, what he does is he is deleting the minimum element, and if he is deleting the minimum element, so he can just take the 2 elements, the minimum element and the element just next to it, and delete just previous to it, because whoever is doing the operation, turtle or Piggy, he's focusing on a of I plus 1. This is a very important point. Okay, you guys can write it down. If you are using a notepad, you guys can write it down. So after some few operations, we have seen that since they were choosing this at alternative ways, so first one it was this position, the second one was this position, then this, then this. So after that you can assume one thing, that whatever the element that is remaining, okay, remaining is going to be the median element. Okay, so what you have to do is first you have to sort it. Okay, I won't get into the code because I will show you the code and I will be explaining it to you. So basically it is the median. Okay, so now I'll like show you the code. Okay, the code is very simple. You are given like AR of n, I 0 to I less than n, and this is just the input thing, and then you are sorting it, and the answer is going to be n by 2. Okay, I hope this is clear. N by 2. Just give me, just write clear in the comment section. Okay, just write clear in the comment section so that I'll get to know that you guys have got it. Doing brute force didn't observe much, costed me. Yeah, I get it, man. No problem, man. Anyways, Abhishek and whoever is watching it right now, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, just give me, just write clear in the comment section. Okay, just give me a thumbs up. Or just write clear in the in the chat. Okay, just do it so that I'll just write clear so that I can move on to the third question, the C. Okay, clear. That's good. So I'm just assuming that rest of the people are also very much like got it. So let's go on to C. So it's the C question is very simple. You're given that turtle gives you a string S consisting of lowercase Latin letters. My pronunciation sucks. So anyways, the turtle, what he does is he has to choose two pairs, and within that pair he has to like he needs to make it. He has to choose a k where sk is not equal to k, sk of k plus 1, and sk is not equal to, these are the conditions that it has to hold. And after he has done this, so you have to his main goal is not to choose it. His main goal is to give out a permutation of the whole string so that the number of pairs is maximized. Okay, so the number of good pairs is maximized. It's almost 1 AM in Asia now. It's not 1 AM, it's 10:27, 10:30 almost, 10:30 you may say. Okay, it's 10:27 to be accurate, it's 10:30. From where are you, man? Write in the comment section. So okay, 5 people are watching this. I think that's good. That's some crazy shit, because I don't have this much of watching. So anyways, if you're new to this channel, just give a subscribe. Okay, and subscribe and like this video. Okay, subscribe and like this video. So I'll be jumping to the C. Okay, as I was explaining you. So over here you have to use a permutation. Okay, you have to just permutate the string in such a manner so that the number of good pairs is maximized. So you can understand one thing in like very well, that if you're going to maximize the whole this number of pairs, so basically you have to so let's focus on the first condition, that is sk and sk plus 1. These two things, they have to be different, right? So if they have to be different, it is always a better approach to make every possible pairs. Okay, I'll just check the comment section and go. Okay, so no. Okay, so let me explain it. Should I take the input also so that you guys will understand it better? Okay, I'll just take one input, this Codeforces. Okay, this Codeforces I'll just take. Code my handwriting will suck. Okay, my handwriting sucks. Anyways, so first let me give you the basic idea how to solve this problem. So as I told you that whenever you have to make a permutation, so let's say there are few elements. Okay, there are few elements and dot dash. So what you have to do is basically, whenever there are few elements over there, so first thing, your first goal, okay, the first goal as I've mentioned is to make S of k and S of k plus 1 not equal. Okay, so if you want to make it not equal, so basically whenever you if you get this thing, so you will like get the whole solution of the whole thing. Okay, because what we do is okay, no comments till now. I hope I'm not lagging. Okay, so I'm not lagging. So if I'm lagging, just write in the comment section, okay, that I'm lagging, because my net is giving some issues right now. So just give it, okay. So anyways, let's get into this. Where I was explaining this thing. Okay, so this is the first condition, and the second condition was S of I and S of k are not equal, and S of k plus 1 and S of j are not equal. So now since we have got that this and this are not equal, so we have to check it with S of I. Okay, S of I, and this we have to check with S of j. Okay, now it is a very good approach. So first of all, you have to like look into the priority thing. Okay, so what is the first priority? Your first priority is to maximize number of positions of k such that this condition satisfies. This is going to be your first priority. Okay, like do you get it? Why is it your first priority? Because S of I and S of j, you can't like fix positions which are very far apart. Okay, any position which are very far apart, you can fix them. But if a thing is like very close to each other, so you can fix it, right? Give a thumbs up, okay, if you get it. If you get it till now, just give a thumbs up. 5 people are watching it, just give a thumbs up. If you're getting like whatever I'm explaining till now. From 5 it become 4. People are leaving the chat now. Okay. Anyways, okay. Let me continue with the. I'm just assuming that you guys have got it. So basically, you can't fix them. What you can do is you have to prioritize this, and you can see one thing, that if you're prioritizing this, there will be a possibility that S of I and S of j are not going to be equal, right? There is a very huge possibility that these are not equal. But how you are going to make this possibility more? So that you have to use all the elements. You have to use all the elements from A to Z, or A to Z as you may call it. And if the frequency is greater than 1, greater than 0, you have to use it. Why is it so? Because if you use all the possible varieties of the alphabets, okay, so let's say you have got A, B, C, D, D. Okay. Now you have to use all the possible varieties first. Now this is a valid permutation. So if this is given as the input, this is going to be the output also. Okay, this is going to be the output also. But let's say there is A, B, B, C, C, right? So over here you can see that the first condition that doesn't satisfy, that is S of k not equal to S of k plus 1, because this is going to be our first priority, right? So over here this thing doesn't satisfy. Okay, over here you can see one thing, that this thing doesn't satisfy. So for that, what we have to do is you have to make the permutation in such a pattern so that first the elements from A, B, C till X, Y, Z, then again A, B, C, and it goes on. Okay, so it basically follows a circular pattern, so that this thing is prioritized. And remember one thing, whenever this thing is prioritized, this sk not equal to sk plus 1, this thing is I think I messed this up. I just just erase it a little bit so that you guys can understand. Okay, so whenever this thing is prioritized, that is s of k is not equal to s of k plus 1, so you are going to get the optimal answer. Okay, so just let me get on to question. It is so like, is my chat not getting reloaded, or is my chat not getting reloaded, or is it like you guys are like responding? Just respond. Okay, just respond to the chat that it is clear till now. Whoever three are watching this, okay, three are watching right now, so just respond, man, please, because it becomes literally like kind of difficult to explain because I can't see the my live stream right now, right? So just give a thumbs up. Okay, just give a thumbs up. So anyways, let's get back to C. So what happens is, you have to make this, you have to you are prioritizing this, and if you're prioritizing this thing is the next priority. Okay, so if you're prioritizing this, you can understand one thing. If you're prioritizing only that, so what you can do is, you can just take A, B, A, C, B, C, right? This is also a valid thing, right? This is also a valid thing for this. From A, B, B, C, you can go for A, B, A, C, B, C, because the corresponding things are not same, right? But what I am doing is, I am making it in this format. I'm sorry, not this. I'm making it in this format: ABC, XYZ, ABC till XYZ, ABC till XYZ, until unless the frequency thing, it doesn't end at all. Okay, so we are going to do that. So for this, what is the optimal solution? The optimal solution will be A, B, C, A, B, C. So for this, what happens is, as I have told you, like, it is better to keep this S of I and S of J not equal as long as possible. Okay, because that is also second priority. Remember one thing, that only just satisfying the first priority won't work. You have to also satisfy the second priority as much as possible. So whenever we are doing this, so the occurrence of A occurs at a distance of 3 over here, but over here it was occurring at a distance of 1. B was occurring at a distance of, B's distance was right, but A and C were occurring at a very lesser distance. Okay, over here you can see that B and B, everything is occurring at a specific distance, right? Or like, it is the distance between all the elements of I mean the same things, the distance are maximized. So it's a better approach to maximize it as much as possible, the distance. So what basically the answer is going to be, so for this specific thing, you have to make it ABC. Okay, ABC is a valid thing, right? For this, since we are going to go for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay, so A, B, C are not there, but D, E, F are there. Okay, so you can write D, E, F, and then we are left with two D's, and they have no work to do, so we can go for D, E, F, D, D. Okay, so let me like explain it, the code now. Before explaining the code, let me check the comment section. Like, why are the responses so low, man? Just like respond that whether you're getting it or not. Like, it becomes kind of difficult. I hope you're getting it, right? It's kind of difficult to understand whether I'm lagging or not, something like that. Okay. Okay, so let me explain the code. The code, it is very simple. Over here I'm taking a frequency. I'm taking a frequency thing of 26 and 0. It is going to store the frequency of all alphabets. Okay, and over here I'm calculating the frequency. calculating the frequency. Okay, and this is unnecessary. Okay, this is unnecessary. This R thing was unnecessary. I was just checking out with the code. Okay, and what I am doing is I am going to check in a circular manner till frequency of L is equal to 0. That is, till I am not getting an element which is present, I am going to traverse from A to Z and Z back to A, like in a circular panel. Okay, so this traversal basically, let me write it. So this traversal occurs from A to Z. Then after Z comes A, and again A to Z, and this repeats. Okay, this repeats till frequency of every element is not 0. I forgot to like do that thing, marginal thing. Okay, so basically this is what it means. So while frequency of L is equal to 0, you're going to iterate through it, and for the circular pattern, this is for the circular pattern. Okay, this is for the circular pattern. And you're just going to make the, since I am not using any extra space, what I'm doing is I'm overwriting S with answer. The answer I'm overwriting it on S, the main string. Okay, so you have to just replace it with that element, because you know, like A of A plus L becomes the corresponding element for L, and you are going to reduce the frequency of L. Okay, and you are going to check for the next element, and L mod 26, because same thing, circular pattern. Okay, circular pattern. Now if I am going to run this thing, I'll just show you. Like, there will be obviously some difference between the main code and the code that I mean the main output and the output that I'm going to get. Okay, see, A, C, B, D, D, D. So this was the expected output according to the Codeforces thing. Okay, but you can also go for this. Okay, so okay, I added an extra case over here. Okay, I added an extra case over here. That was this 27. So you guys can check this case. Okay, you guys can check this case and you'll get it why I've added it, because it will make you better to understand. But for now we are going to ignore this. For now we are going to ignore this thing. So for just this, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, D, D. So what I told you, as I've told you, so A, B, C, D, E, F. Now remaining 2 Ds. Okay, remaining 2 Ds. Now A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, till T. Okay, so you get it, like how the circular pattern is just getting printed. So if you like submit it, it gets submitted, it gets accepted. Okay, it got accepted. You can see that it got accepted over here. Okay, so before I go to the D1, I'll just ask you guys, whoever is watching this, just respond if like it's clear or not. Is C clear to you? Just respond if C is clear to you, because I want this thing to be kind of interactive. Okay, I want this thing to be kind of interactive. Just tell me if C works for you good or not. Did you get C or not? Come on, man. Just write in the comments. So that if you write in the comments, then only I will go to D1. Okay. Then only I will go to D. So I'm waiting for you guys. 4 people who are watching this, I'm waiting for you guys. Just tell me if C, you guys have understood C or not. Guys, can you like just give a quick response, like whether C is okay with you guys or not? Because I've just refreshed the page and I think I'm not lagging because my internet works good right now. My internet works perfectly good. Guys, I'm waiting for you. Like, if you get C and if you think I should go for D1, just write in the in the chat that go for D1, something like that. Okay, just write in the chats. I'm waiting for you guys. Awkward silence. Just write it in the comment. I mean, write it in the chats. The four people who are watching this right now, please respond. Okay. It went from 4 to 2. So is it going from 4 to 2 because I'm not explaining the D1? Okay, I've waited a long for the response. I'll just go for D1. Okay, I'll just go for D1. So the D1 question is it is a simpler version of D2 basically. So there are two versions for D2. I'll explain D2 later. Okay. So one day Turtle was playing with n sequences. Okay. And let the length of the ith sequence be L1, and ith sequence was this. So what he has to do is he can choose, like, he's starting with an element that is x. Okay, he's starting with an element that is x, and Turtle would perform an arbitrary number, possibly zero number of operations on the integer which is x. In each operation, the Turtle could choose an integer I such that this is in range from 1 to n, and he has to set x to max of this. Okay, so basically you can see that x is also considered in that max. What is max? The max is the max is the smallest non-negative integer. Okay, it is the smallest non-negative integer that is not present in the array. Clear? Only one person is watching it. I think the one person is me. Okay, so then Piggy gave the Turtle a non-negative integer m and asked Turtle to find the value of summation of f of I. So what f of I is? F of I is basically, like, if he is starting with I, okay, so that is f of I. Clear? So whatever he is starting with, that is the f of that number, and he has to find for all the numbers from 0 to k. I mean 0 to m. Okay, m is given as the input. So for all the numbers from 0 to m, he has to find out. So let me directly go to the explanation first. Okay. So basically, whenever you're getting some problem like this, so what you can do is you can just check. Okay, you can just check whether, like, you have to first check the constants. Okay, so first let's check the constants. So what are the constants? For n it is 10 to the power 5. For m it is 10 to the power 9. So it is very much clear that in spite of giving the fact that you have to find the summation from f of 0 to f of m, you can't traverse till the whole of M. Okay, this is one point that you have to make clear. And for each of the line there is L of I. Okay, and one more thing, that is L of I, the size, that is size of the patterns, or the, whatever you may call it, it is also 10 to the power 5. So there's an approach of finding the max by sorting the whole thing, but you can't use that because that requires n log n, right? Every sorting requires n log n, and you're already getting through this n, and again going for li log li is going to give you a TLE. Okay, it's going to give you a TLE. Okay, whoever is like right now watching the video, just respond if you can hear me. Okay, just respond, like who is watching the video, just respond how many questions did you solve, like something like this. Okay, okay, so let's get into the video. And the sum, so what you have to basically do is you have to find from f of 0 to f of m, and there are two constants that you have to keep in your mind. Number one constant, that is you can't sort the whole thing, you can't sort the array in order to find the max. And number two, you can't traverse from f of 0 to f of m. So one thing is very common, like if you get this thing, if you get enough knowledge of CP, you will get this, that one thing is very much common, that whenever you're facing some kind of problem where you can't traverse through the whole thing, so there is always a basic formula. Okay, so there is always a basic formula. Now what is the formula, I'll explain you later. So let's say there are a few series like this. Okay, one series, and there is another series like this, there's another series like this, and for every series you can find the max. Okay, for every series you can find the max, right? But over here, if you notice one thing, that is something that that was there in D2, but in D1 they gives us a freedom, that is we can use one sequence, or we can choose, that is basically we can choose the same integer twice or more. You can choose it. Okay, you can choose the same integer twice or more. So if you can choose an integer twice or more, so let me like explain you using this. Okay, 0 comma 2, I mean 0 and 2. Okay, so I'm just going to consider ones. Okay, I'm just going to consider this just for ones. So let's say you have got 0 and 2. So if you have a number x and you put it over here, so if the value of x is 1, then the max is going to be 3. But for any other value, the max is going to be 1, right? This is clear, I guess, because if it's 1, it becomes 0. Sorry, it becomes 0, 1 and 2, and you're left with 3. But if it is any other number, so 0, 1, then 2. Okay, clear? Is it clear for everyone? Everyone watching this? Okay, no one is watching this. I think Cheyenne is live, I guess, yeah? Right? Comparative coding with Cheyenne. He explains the codes very nicely. I couldn't solve all the problems, so after streaming I will go and watch a stream, okay? Or maybe I'll just sleep and tomorrow morning I will just watch it. Okay. So anyways, so 0 2, so you get this, right? So what you have to do is, you can say that the maximum value that you can get from this permutation or this sequence is 3. Why is it so? If x is any other value other than 1, so from that x becomes 1, right? And since now x becomes 1, so now from that 1 we can get 3. Okay, so basically it is like whenever you're approaching a specific sequence, you can get the second max, the second max, Okay, you have to get the second mix. So what you can do is, so basically whenever you're approaching, so the basic approach of finding the max is using a set, or maybe say, let's say you have a set, an unordered set, or maybe you have a map that is an unordered map, because you have to make the time complexity as less as possible. And after that, what you can do is you can just go on checking from 0 till you find a position where the element is not present in the set. Okay, but over here, for once you can just ignore it. So because, so let me write for this. Okay, so let me go for this 0 comma 2. Okay, so for the max, initially the logic tells us it is going to be 1, because whenever you go for 0, 0 is present, and then when you go for 1, 1 is not present. But we can skip this just for once. So whenever you go, whenever 0 is there, so 0 is there, 1 is not there, so you have skipped it for once. Now you check for 2, then you check for 3. 3 is not there. Now you can't skip it more than once. So 3 is not there, so the second max, okay, the second max is 3. Okay, so whatever, so basically over here we're going to consider the max as the second max, not the max, the actual max. So the max is the maximum element that the sequence can generate. Now I hope this is clear, that for every sequence you can find what is the this is C, right? I'll explain the code of D, but before that let me tell you. So for every sequence you have to find what is the maximum that it can happen, okay, after skipping it once, right? So for 0 comma 2, okay, I'll just explain the first test case. Okay, for 0 comma 2 we can say it is going to be 1, it is going to be 3, right, as I've explained. So for 0 comma 2 it is going to be 3. Then for the next thing, that was 2 comma 3 comma 3. So for 0 you can skip it, but for 1 you can't skip it, right? You can't skip for 1. So for 1 you have to make it 1, right? So you skipped 1, I mean skipped 0, and you have to take 1. For this section there is 0, there is 1, then you skip 2, and 3 is not there, so it is going to be 3. Okay, it is going to be 3. So basically it is going to be 3 comma 1 comma 3. And what is the maximum among these three sequences? What is the maximum max that we can yield? It is 3. Okay, so 3 is the main thing that we have to keep in mind. So now, as I was telling you, the basic mathematical approach. Okay, so what the basic mathematical approach is, that for all the elements, okay, for all the elements it has to be, the max can be 3, but if an element x, it is greater than 3, so it is always advisable that you don't perform any operations, so that it remains the maximum. So for any x, what is the pattern going to be? It is going to be 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, dot 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 till x. Why is this so? Because these values would have been 0, 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But since the maximum max that it can provide is 3, so we can replace this 0 with 3. Okay, we can replace this 0 with 3, we can replace this 1 with 3, we can replace this 2 with 3. So I hope that is clear. So what is the basic calculation for this? So you can multiply 3 this number of times, and for the you can multiply 3 with all the elements. Okay, you can rather multiply 3 with all the elements, I mean not multiply, you can add 3 to all the elements, and if you just check it, so this becomes 1, this becomes 2, that is till x minus 3, right? So you have to find the, you have to multiply 3 with all the m, okay, 3 into m, and 1 to x minus m. You have to so sorry. So for this thing you have to find the sum. Okay, clear? So let me go into the code directly. So in the code what we do is, I'll explain the code one by one. This is the max, that is the maximum max. Okay, this is the max, that means maximum max, and we are going to traverse. This is the L. I am going to take a set and make the elements as L, okay, for the vector, and I'm taking a vector elements, and I'm taking the input and storing it into the set. And for that I'm going to find the max. Remember one thing, whenever I'm talking about max, it is not max, it is the second max. So while true, so if it happens that it is not present earlier, so we can make max plus plus, else otherwise we would have been we would have broke the whole thing, right? Broke the controls out of the while loop. But over here you're going to make it f plus plus, and if only f has occurred once or less than once, because you know that we can skip it at most once. So if it has occurred less than this, then only we are going to make max plus plus. And remember one thing, if we have skipped more than once, you can just simply break it. And this is the maximum thing, okay? This is where the maximum is stored. And over here, basically, this is the thing, that is, if m is greater than equal to max. So let's say if we were dealing with only 3 elements, so for that thing we wouldn't be needing this, right? So basically, if m is lesser than equal to this, first I will give you this thing. If it is lesser than that, so it's going to be maximum into m plus 1. And this, as I have told you, that this adding this 3 was constant, right? So maximum into m plus 1 is constant. This thing is constant, okay? For all the elements you are adding maximum. It is out of any question that you are going to add maximum for all the elements. So how many elements are there? They are basically not m elements, they are m plus 1 elements, because we are also considering 0, okay? And for the rest m minus max elements, okay, because for this condition it was greater than this. So for this rest element you are going to find the sum of the first n terms, right? You know the formula, n into n plus 1 by 2. So that is the basic formula for this, and then you can return the answer, okay? So if you submit the this thing, you get that the answer is correct, okay? You get that the answer is correct because I got it accepted. You can check it out, okay? So just let me know if you guys have any I think, okay, I'm the only one watching this video, so I'll be ending this video as soon as possible. So I'm not explaining the remaining parts, that is D2, D3, I mean D2 and DE1, because I haven't done it yet. But I think D2 we would be using some concept of graphs, okay, because it is similar to D1, just a little bit. It's not similar to D1, because D1 is way easier than D2. So we could have used graphs and gone for DFS, okay? So that's it. So I'll be ending this video real quick. So I hope I am visible perfectly and I am audible also. So let me keep the microphone. So basically that's it from my side. I'm ending this video. So if you have any doubt regarding this, you can ping me up on Instagram. Even you can join my Discord server. I will provide both the links in the comment section. I'll pin them. So